Como sta? It's a Vito. It's a Vito Flickerini, and it's a time for 5 plus flick here on Vito Dream Television. Now, I'm a Vito, and I'm your host for the evening. And what I have for you here, this is where you take a little breather here. This is the time of the show where you stop and reflect, look at your shoelaces and make sure they're tied, all kinds of things like that. You gotta make sure that you know where you are in this universe so you can continue on and catch a breather and watch the show, and you can be one with the world. So, what I'm going to tell you is this week it's a part 2 of the band Megadeth, and we have a nice long chat with the James LoMenzo. Now, Wild West, he's on the camera, and I think, he's the boss. He's absolutely doing a nice job, and I think this is going to go up on what's it called? It's a YouTube? Somebody say it's a U? Is that a U there? Can you get it at? Somebody say it's a YouTube now. Vito, he don't know what that is, but I'm sure you younger people, you know what that means. So here's the tank on the tour bus outside of the Heaven and Hell tour with the James LoMenzo. Hey, good cheese. Started the flick.
Yeah, it's this one.
Because a lot of metal poses, like back in the, I always
thought that was the imaginary, the imaginary globe.
Yeah, right. Holding the globe up.
I was trying to figure out who was. I'll come back to that.
It's Ronnie. If you watch him, when he puts the sword down, he goes to holding the globe.
He's holding the globe of metal, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And he's casting the horns over just to protect it.
So, is there any big plans after this particular tour with Machine Head?
We are going to, after Machine Head and Heaven and Hell.
Out.
Well, the record's coming out on the 15th, maybe by the time we even see this. And right after that, we're cruising off to Europe to hit every festival we can get our little grubbies on.
Wow.
Yeah.
All outdoor
This
venues.
is big. We're going to play that big download festival in England, which used to be called the Monsters of Rock.
Yes.
Which is it's a venerable, stately thing to do in England.
Absolutely.
It's the big show. So we're
like
looking forward to that.
And all those.
Same. It's at the Donington Park, and it's that same one.
Right.
And we're just going to go out there and just start ripping it up and try and remind everybody what the old metal school is all about.
We're still here, aren't we?
Without a doubt, man. That's
We're
the
not
key.
stopping.
Nope.
So many people say that metal's dead. Have you noticed that? And yet we're still there. We still keep coming back.
You know what? It's just like every genre of music. It goes through all these little pits and valleys and all that stuff.
Yes.
But there's some stuff that proves itself over time. You see this Heaven and Hell show. You see Black Sabbath get up there, and you go instantly. It's recognizable. Oh, this is the staple of metal. This is kind of where this is the trunk of the tree.
Right.
And then Megadeth. I'll toot the horn because I could step out and put my fan cap on when I want to. I haven't been here that long, and. You get the thrash. You move a little further into metal and see how it kind of got connected with all the punk vibe and all that.
It does hold on to a person, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. There's an excitement, there's an energy, and there's a youth prospect behind it as well that people identify.
That's
I do.
the truth.
It keeps me young, dude.
That's the
Come on.
truth, yeah.
So, and then you see a band like, I'm talking about this tour right now, but you see a band like Machine Head. And this is kind of the new wave, but what's really interesting about them and in their new record and the performances they've been doing is that they're really kind of carrying that old torch. They're bringing some of that classic metal, classic rock element into their music instead of just, just kind of cookie cutting along with everybody else.
Nobody likes cookie cutter. All they demand it.
You know
Everybody
what?
wants the same sound, but they want a different sound.
I think it's partially the fault of maybe the record industry in that, and they've done this forever.
Yeah.
When I was a kid listening to the radio,
Yes.
you hear these one-hit wonders, and I actually like the one-hit wonders, but there's a reason for it because when you start getting in there,
Radio killed the radio star.
they grabbed onto these guys and they said, "Sound like that because that's great. So let's get it going." And you're next, and they go, "That's enough for you. Who else can we sub-genre?"
Yeah, right. On the personal tip, who do you like for bass players?
Oh man, you know what?
Because I love bass players.
I got a problem with that because I virtually like everybody.
Stanley Clark, those kind of guys.
That's good. I went through a big Stanley Clark phase back in the '70s. Yeah, I mean, because he had that aggression. Jaco Pastorius, oh my God, that guy was like the Mozart of bass, right? And then the rock guys, I saw Steve Harris a couple of years ago. He's wonderful.
One of my first interviews, Steve, and it's one of the few times. No offense now,
go ahead,
but
man.
I was nervous.
Really?
Because it's
He's
Steve
just a little guy
Harris.
like me, man.
That's
No, I'm hip.
all those years.
I am very hip to that. Let me, okay, so Geezer Butler, let me jump back for a little while. When I was a kid, And before I knew a bass existed, I was listening to the Beatles and stuff like that, you know. And I remember thinking, oh, that's cool. The bass guitar is kind of cool, but I couldn't get a grip on what it was.
Right.
Then I saw Sly and the Family Stone. This is going to date the
There you
shit out
go.
of me, right? But I saw him thumping on that thing, and I thought, that's an interesting instrument. What the hell's that? Listen to that rhythm, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I saw Geezer Butler at like those Earth Jam shows and all that, California Jam shows and stuff like that with Black Sabbath, and I saw him hitting it like a white guy would. And that all of a sudden set off a spark in my head, and I thought, that's the way you do that. That's the way you incorporate that thing. You know, that's the way you get that same energy and that same chug, but you get it all that heavy metal vibe. So here I am after I've been on tour with Geezer for about 3 years and stuff like that, and this is the next one. You know,
it's Gloria. It's been a while since I've seen her.
I just saw her milling about one day, but I haven't really said but 2 words to her. But if I do Tink, I'm going to say Tink says hello.
Oh, good. Thank
all
you.
right.
Yeah.
And so bass players, I love them all. It's really hard to find one I don't like.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll throw the Megadeth fans out there. I will throw absolute props out to David Ellison, because having had to really kind of get behind his style and learn it, not a style that I necessarily would have adopted unless I was playing Megadeth music.
I like you. Ooh,
well, thanks,
good.
man. But let me just go a little bit further here, Tank. What is so cool about David Ellison's style and approach is that it's really different from the funk guys that I grew up on.
Yes.
It's more guitar oriented, and as such, it really helped define Megadeth's sound.
Yes.
So I'm way respectful to that, and props to you, Dave, wherever you are, baby.
He's out in F5 right now.
Is he?
Or
He is. I read about
Temple
that.
of
Okay.
Brutality.
Yes.
Either one of those 2 projects.
Well, cool, man. He's still playing. I love that.
Yeah, he is. He's out there. He's keeping busy as usual.
Yeah, that's what we do, man. That's what we do. We got to keep moving.
Yeah. Well, is there anything you'd like to say in closing to the Vidrim viewers before we get on out of here and go see you play?
Right on. Okay. Well, you know what, man? Stay on with Tink and his show, because he's been doing some good work for all of us, right? We got to keep it rolling. And, thanks to all the fans, I've been having just the craziest time for this year and a half in the Megadeth band. Everybody in Megadeth is so thankful, and we're so re-energized about the new record and moving ahead and seeing all the crowds out there and seeing all of our old fans and seeing some of the new ones. We just want to say we're still coming at you, and we'll see you out there.
Bye. We're going to talk to him again. Yeah.